Hello, I'm William Green, former City Councilman, District 5. Montgomery City Council met Tuesday night, August 18th. It was scheduled as a 45-minute meeting. It ran nearly 2 hours, and when it was over, most of the biggest items were still sitting on the table. Start with the budget. Mayor Reed delivered his budget message by video. He was traveling back to the city and couldn't be there in person. He presented a balanced fiscal year 2027 general fund budget of $370,411,000. Public safety takes the largest share. The police department's budget goes up $2.9 million to just over $65 million. Fire goes up $3.5 million to just over $61.5 million. The mayor tied that to the numbers. Homicides down about 19% year to date. Violent crime down 15%, nonviolent crime down 25%. Second straight year of declines. Sales and use taxes make up nearly half the general fund, and the city expects those collections to rise about 9%, driven, the mayor said, by online shopping. No new revenue sources. $10.5 million goes to nonprofit and community partners, and the city keeps its AA bond rating. The budget was carried over, it gets advertised, and then there's a public hearing. If you want to say in how the city spends that money, that is your window. Now, the item that took up most of the night, again, short-term rentals. Here is what has changed. The 1 per block density cap is out. The arbitrage prohibition is out. The required response time for a local contact started at 15 minutes, went to 30, and is now 1 hour. A change the city said came from Airbnb's own feedback, and parking is addressed. Guests park where the owner designates and nowhere else. Operators told the council they noticed. One said it was obvious the council had listened, but they came with specifics. One asked the city to accept a signed affidavit for safety inspections, the way Mobile and Tuscaloosa do it. Another said the draft requires compliance with all applicable codes, not just life safety. And on a 1925 home in Cloverdale, that is a renovation, not a safety inspection. And one flagged this. The ordinance lets police remove a disruptive guest, but it sends the fine to the operator. In his words, the person who throws the party goes home and the host pays. Neighbors were there too. One described overflowing trash and oversized vehicles up and down her street and told the council she thought the ordinance was fair. A councilor moved to carry it over 2 weeks, saying too many people were unhappy with the draft to move now. The council agreed. A clean copy goes online immediately, so people can read the real version before they come back. Item 7 was the review of Apostolic World of Truth Church on Mulberry Street. Nobody from the church came. The council was told there are people living and cooking inside the building, chained exit doors, non-functioning fire alarms, beds in rooms not approved for it, missing fire extinguishers, and no certificate of occupancy. Complaints have been stacking up from the roughly 78 small businesses in that area. Here's the problem. The city does not license churches, so there is no business license to pull. And the fire department told the council directly that it does not have the authority to shut the building down. Other council members pushed back, asking what happens when a church is genuinely trying to shelter people. Planning said the property is zoned residential, so the real route is a zoning violation. No action was taken. The city attorney is looking into it. Here is what actually passed. The HUD application for the Fairview Farmers Market, $475,010, adopted. Beer and wine for Lions Pride, 2, adopted. Nobody spoke against it. The demolitions at those 7 addresses, upheld. The nuisance abatements, adopted. And the council approved applying for a state economic development grant for riverfront planning with a city match of $175,000. The appeal on Ryan Street was denied, but the owner worked out an arrangement with building inspection, and because the city is behind on demolitions, she has more time. Carried over 2 weeks, the Hidden Gem Convention Center license because the city's own event center rules need fixing first. The helmet ordinance and the prison fellowship resolution. One bright spot, the council recognized the Montgomery Gray Darlings, District 5, Dixie Softball World Series champions. Thanks for watching. Brought to you by Montgomery Ledger. Follow for what's happening in your community. No bias, just news, the way it used to be.